It's another original BW Sports 1 production. Pew pew! All right, everybody, welcome back to the Combat Zone and BW Sports 1. We are here talking with Southern Indiana Combat Production Fighters, and now the man, the myth, the hometown hero, Andrew Havener. What is happening, my brother? How we doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Just
Good.
living the dream, you know.
There you go. You got that chicken on, that good old protein on the grill right now, ready to roll. So let everybody in the BW Sports One world kind of know the biography and the backstory of Andrew Havener and his combat sports career.
Wrestled in high school. Kind of wasn't really, I wouldn't say troubled youth, but down that path. And I got a rare opportunity to take a fight on short notice, and I did. And in 18 seconds, I won it, and I was hooked. And that was in 2007. So I've been doing it since, on and off, fighting injury and age. But other than that, same shit, different day.
I know that all about that age thing. You know, I remember seeing you actually fighting kind of when I was in there, and then kind of got outside with the clothing line. Hometown guy bringing in a West Coaster to fight you in the co-main event of the inaugural first ever Southern Indiana Combat Production Show. Andrew, what does it feel like? Let's talk about this real quick. You know, it's been a while since Evansville has seen MMA, and it's definitely been a while since, hook and shoot days have been at the Coliseum. What does it feel like to be the hometown guy getting it back into Evansville with the MMA and the Coliseum?
It's refreshing. I mean, if you think about it, I've never fought in my hometown. So as long as I've been doing this, the closest I think I fought is Lexington, Kentucky, which, if we all knows, 2.5, 3 hours away, depending on where you're at in the Evansville area. Mm-hmm. So it's refreshing on my end. I get to sleep in my own bed, weigh in and home. I know the restaurants to eat at that are not going to make me sick.
Which you'll have to tell me on, because I'm going to be down there all weekend.
Oh, we'll get you. We know all the good bar foods. We know all the good places. So just being able to fight in front of a home crowd, not 13 or the people willing to make the trip, as opposed, the 13, 14 people that follow you or whatever. This is more of a, just today, I think I sold 16 tickets. So having people cheering for you instead of cheering against you, in my opinion, is going to be a big difference. It motivates me a little more. So, makes training camp easier.
There you go.
We're putting in the work as a team, and we're coming to show out. So we're hoping the crowd shows, and we can keep doing this here locally as opposed to having to travel, because God knows I hate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you like in the newer, I should say, I can't say new, but the newer facility of Nice Guy?
Smaller facilities, but we are upgrading everything fast. It is insane. Just the last month, the amount of time and effort everybody's put in has been like crazy. Just outside of the gym, like just putting mats up and aesthetically pleasing. But at the same time, I started training in a garage, so I'm used to that whole grunge feeling like you're having to put the time in to show everybody what you guys are made of. And now, I've trained in multi-million-dollar facilities, and a lot of times you don't get that same grit or grind as you do in these lower level gyms. But we're making moves. It's indifferent. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but once again, we'll see. We were arguing about trim today, and Bobby Emmons wanted to keep the trim hanging and just let it be there, letting the spray foam insulation show, whereas the rest of us are like, is everything else is going to be nice? We might as well put the trim up. So it's, he didn't want to, I think he's in the same boat as I am. We just don't want to lose that turnaround grit. So,
yeah. Well, you guys have been training obviously for years together. What can you take from a guy like Bobby and David that's been in those those bigger jujitsu matches with bigger names and stuff like that, bringing it back to nice guy and bringing that environment, like you said, that gritty, that get down and nasty roots like environment down at nice guy. How does that feel compared to uh, you know anybody else that you've trained at?
Um, I don't ever worry about what I need to work on. I know they're going to point me in the right direction. That's always a good thing. It takes that stress away from me. Um, they're always going to have me ready, regardless if I want to do it or not. They're going to make me do it, and if they don't, they make me feel like a bitch. So, uh,
That's the nice
and,
guy way, right?
yeah, they're not very nice. Uh, I mean, these guys, they know what it's going to take to get us there, get us successful, make us successful. So, knowing that and not stressing about, like I don't even, I'm going to be completely honest here. I haven't looked up too much video. I know my opponent's name. I know his record as an amateur. But other than that, I don't want to watch his video because I don't want to put my input in and my input be something different than what my coaches want me to do. I trust them that much. Uh, so, what they tell me I got to do is what I'm going to do. It's not on me at this point. So that's where I put myself with them. I think the world of them, man. They're a bunch of assholes, but they know their stuff and they know what we need to do. And the success that our gym is having on the MMA scene right now and jiu-jitsu scene and everything else is just, it speaks for itself. So these guys, they know what I need to do. I know what they're going to tell me to do, and we just get it done. It's
Is what it is.
yeah, it is what it is. It's just, I know my place. I come and put the time in, and they tell me where to be. So
There you go. There you go. That's always a good connection to have with your coaches. Obviously, to trust the coaches that much to like you said, not even have to look at anybody's footage because you're having that in your coaches and guiding you in the right direction. So kind of on the flip side, I did ask you right before we, went live with this, how does it feel to, be on the same card as your brother finally?
I'm excited. So if you'd have asked me a year ago if we could have done this with Zane starting it, man, I love my brother to death, but he grew up in a lot softer era than I did. He's 13 years younger than me, of course. So he got shielded by a lot because we shielded him from it. Um, he has turned leaps and bounds. Like I used to just get scared watching him wrestle. And now, I mean, if I've got to fight, that's who I want by my side. So, I'm ready for it. I mean, I think it'll be good watching him succeed because I know he's going to go in there and win. I mean, the time and effort he puts into the place is motivating in itself. Just seeing him succeed and seeing him, that kid, he's going places. I don't, you know, I don't know how else to put it. I mean, he's in the gym all the time. He's working. So me having a fear of him getting hurt isn't even in the back of it's in. Like, I don't even think about it anymore. Because if he's going to get hurt, it's going to be during training. Because one of our fucking assholes are going to tap him out, or choke him out, and then he's going to go unconscious. So, I mean, if he knows at this point, I know now if he gets hurt, that's on him. So I'm excited for it. Right now, me and him are competing for ticket sales. So, you know, that's the only thing I see where this might hurt Southern Indiana Combat because they get the same crowd regardless. But it is what it is. So it's a competition before we even get going.
Well, I will say that you're gonna win that because I haven't heard back from your brother on my interview invite. So at least you got that going, and you can shout that out here in a second. But before we get to that, we got to go through something called Rapid Knockout here. It's a great segment I started here at Combat Zone since day one. It's 3 questions, has really absolutely nothing to do with the fight zone, at least not your fighting. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Number 1, favorite food.
Steak,
All right, how you like it?
medium rare. I like it
Medium
almost
rare.
mooing sometimes. It just depends on my mood, I guess.
So you
Don't
don't
like it
mind the blood.
overcooked.
There you go. All right. Question number 2, and this is a two-part could be a two-part question. Favorite music to train to listen to when you're getting ready to walk out there in a fight, and then on the flip side, what you're chilling to, what you're kind of sitting there in the backyard grilling at, and all that.
I grew up in the '90s, so '90s alternative, and then sometimes I mean I'm a old country bumpkin, so I like old outlaw country if I'm grilling out in the backyard, you know. So
All right. So what kind of grunge are we talking? What are we
oh
talking here?
well, you know, I mean I like it all. I mean everybody wants to say Nirvana. I'm not a huge Nirvana fan. Pearl Jam,
There you
Alice in
go.
Chains.
All
I
right.
mean
Original
uh,
Alice in Chains or new Alice in newer Alice?
original. We got to go with original. Just
Okay,
same with Pearl Jam. You can't can't change the singer and expect me to like it as much.
that's
Not saying I
true.
don't like it, but
That's true. That's very true. All right, here's the toughest one of them all. We got to save that for last, Andrew. If you look through all the MMA greats that have given us wonderful things to watch over the years, whether that be in the UFC, the Octagon, any other cage promotion, who is your top 3 pound for pound MMA fighters ever?
like, are we talking statistically speaking, or are we talking just my favorite fighters in general?
Overall favorite best pound for your top picks for for pound fighters, top 3.
All right. Well, we got to go with GSP, just because GSP is GSP. My favorite stylistically, Donald Cerrone,
Ooh.
and then Forrest Griffin. If we're going to talk about heart, so
All right, I like that. That's definitely a wide array of fighting strategy there. I
yeah,
like that.
I'm just GSP is going to grind you. Donald Cerrone is looking for a finish, and we all know Forrest Griffin's just going to try to win however he can.
That's true.
If he's ugly, he ain't that talented, but he'll come in shape.
That's true. That's true. All right, man. I appreciate your time, Andrew. You got the floor now to all your sponsors, family, friends, haters, lovers, anybody that you want to send a shout out to. Now's your time, brother.
All right. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Southern India Combat Promotions for putting the fight on and having me. My opponent, Dimitri, just for taking the fight, man. It's been hard for me to find one in the last year. Wind Supply of Evansville for sponsoring me, sponsoring the show. Fisher Total Maintenance for sponsoring me and sponsoring the show. I'd like to thank my old lady, my kids, my grandkids. What? Just because you got a praying mantis don't mean you're a praying mantis, Kale. Uh, I mean, Jim, obviously, nice guy submission fighting. All the guys out there, Bobby, Dave, Jesse Ray, Zane, the other Zane, the least talented Zane. Stop. Oh, hey, where's he at?
There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
Get him. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Way of sponsors, yeah. I think I about topped her off. Actually, let me get a shout out to Maddox Industrial Contracting, and I feel like I'm missing somebody, but I don't think I am. Strong Realty of Evansville, they're key associates. So if you guys need a house, hit them up. I think that's about what I got for you, man.
All right, brother. Again, we appreciate it. We can't wait to see you go to war October 22nd down in Evansville at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. MMA is back there with Southern Indiana Combat Production. Andrew, appreciate the time, brother. We will see you at weigh-ins. We'll have to get some pictures, some pre-fight interviews, some post-fight interviews, and then maybe do some cake scans together afterwards.
Keg stands, man, whatever you want. We'll take shots. I mean, Irish car bombs. I'm down for whatever if we fight.
All right, I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm not doing an Irish car bomb, but I might be open for anything else.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. You have a good one, man.
You as well.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, and we'll see you guys next time here at Combat Zone BW Sports 1 in Southern Indiana Combat Productions. Until next time, we're out. Peace.